Hey guys, it's me, Tiana Jones, also known as Callie Faye, and I'm back today for the 17th day of our Global Peace Sustainable Development Goal, Day 17, Partnership for the Goals Summit 2023. I'm so excited. It was so great. All nations came together, building hope for each other. And there's so many people had data analysis, so many great things to say for this 17 days. I'm so upset it's over, but guys, it's just beginning. This series is amazing. Please check all the interviews, all of the people speaking with their PowerPoint presentations, and you guys will love it. Our first international speaker today is going to be Ambassador Dr. Piyush Raja. Welcome.
Thank you, Tiana. Namaste to all. Let me share the screen. Myself is Piyush. I congratulate to everyone for being the part of this conference. This is SDG goals. We all are together for the world peace and humanity. Is my screen is visible?
Yes, it is.
So my paper title is Achieving Sustainable Development Goal 17 in India, Enhancing Global Partnerships for Sustainable Development. These are the outline of my paper: abstract, introduction, progress, challenges, India's stance on Goal 17, conclusion, and last one is references, which I taken for preparing this paper. Abstract part of my paper. This research paper aims to analyze the progress and challenges of India in achieving Sustainable Development Goal 17, Partnership for the Goals SDG 17, emphasizes the importance of global collaboration and cooperation to address the interconnected challenges of poverty, inequality, climate change, and sustainable development. The paper examines India's efforts of fostering partnership at the local, national, and international levels, and provide efforts recommendation for enhancing its implementation strategies to accelerate progress towards the SDG. The introduction part of my paper, the 2030 agenda for sustainable development adopted by UN, United Nations General Assembly in 2015 outlines 17 sustainable goals SDG that aims to address the pressing global challenges and ensure a more sustainable future for all. SDG 70 partnership for the goals is a cross-cutting goal that recognize the importance and collaboration and cooperation among government, stakeholders, and countries to achieve the other 16 SDG effectively. In the Indian context, SDG 17 holds immense significance as India is one of the world's most populous and diverse country, facing numerous development challenges. India's commitment of the SDG is evident through its national development agenda, which aligns with the 2030 agenda. SDG 17 serves as an enabler for India to mobilize resources, build capacities, and forge partnership at the global, national, and local levels to tackle various sustainable development issues. The overreaching objective of SDG 70 is to enhance global partnership for sustainable development, which includes areas such as finance, technology transfer, capacity building, and policy coherence. It recognizes that addressing complex challenges like poverty, inequality, climate change, and sustainable development requires collaborative efforts and shares responsibility among all stakeholders. Progress in SDG 17 implementation. The first one in this, India has made notable progress in implementing Sustainable Development Goal 70 and 17 for fostering partnership for sustainable development. The first one is National Policy Framework. India has developed cohesive national policies and frameworks to incorporate SDG 17. The National Development Agenda, including flagship programs such as Make in India, Digital India, Skill India, emphasizes the role of partnership in achieving sustainable development. Second one is public-private partnership. The government has actively promoted the public-private partnership, PPPs, as a key of strategy and a key of strategy for sustainable development, and initiative like National Investment and Infrastructure Fund, that is NIIF, and a Smart Cities mission encourage private sector participation and investment, leveraging expertise and resources for sustainable development projects. The third one is international cooperation. India has engaged in global partnership and international cooperation to address sustainable development challenges. It actively participates in various international forums, including the United Nations and regional organizations, to exchange best practices, share knowledge, and collaborate on sustainable development initiative. The fourth one is South-South cooperation. India has played a significant role in South-South cooperation, sharing its development experiences and expertise with other developing countries. It has provided technical assistance, capacity building, and knowledge transfer in areas such as agriculture, renewable energy, and health care. The fifth one is transfer, and innovation. India has achieved many goals. India has focused on technology transfer and innovation as critical components of Sustainable Development Goal 17 implementation. Initiatives such as Atal Innovation Mission and Startup India promote innovation and entrepreneurship, fostering partnership between academia, research institution, and private sector. The sixth one is, civil society engagement. India's civil society organization have played a crucial role in SDG 17 implementation. Non-government organization, that is NGO, and community-based organization collaborate the government and the stakeholders to implement sustainable development project, advocate for policy changes, and drive social and environmental initiatives. Any problem? Please mute yourself. Okay. The last and seventh is data and monitoring. As we know, India has made efforts to improve data collection, analysis, and monitoring system to track progress towards Sustainable Development Goal 17. The National Indicator Framework and the National Data Sharing and Accessibility Policy facilitate data sharing and strengthen the evidence-based decision making. Despite these advancements, challenges persist in Sustainable Development Goal 70 implementation. These include limited financial resources, coordination gaps between stakeholders, and need to strengthen these institutional capacities. Overcoming these challenges requires the continued commitment, policy coherence, and innovative approaches to enhance partnership for sustainable development. Overall, India's progress in SDG 70 implementation showcases its commitment to fostering partnership and collaboration for sustainable development. By further these partnership embracing innovation and technology and addressing the remaining challenges, India can accelerate progress towards achieving these sustainable development goals and contribute to a more sustainable and inclusive future. These are the challenges. While India has made progress in implementing SDG 17 and is fostering partnership and sustainable development, several challenges hinder effects implementation. Addressing these challenges crucial to accelerate progress towards achieving the SDG. The first one is limited financial resources. We all know finance is very necessary equipment for accelerating any country. Insufficient financial resources poses a significant challenge in implementing SDG 17. Mobilizing adequate funding for sustainable development project, particularly in sectors such as infrastructure, in education, and healthcare, requires innovative financial mechanism and increased investment for both public and private sectors. Second one is the coordination and stakeholder engagement. Effective coordination and engagement among diverse stakeholders and essential for successful partnership. Coordinating multiple government department, public sector entities, civil societies, and academia to align their goals and strategize requires a strong governance structure and mechanism. To strengthen these coordination and enhancing stakeholder engagement remain ongoing challenges. The third one is institutional and capacity gaps. India faces institutional and capacity gaps in implementing SDG 17. To monitor these institutions responsible for partnership coordination, monitoring, and evaluation is necessary. Additionally, building capacity at all levels, India's government, agency, civil society, NGO, private sector, is crucial to effectively engage partnership at their potential. The fourth is data availability and monitoring. The fourth challenge is data availability and monitoring. Availability of accurate, timely, and disaggregated data is critical for monitoring progress towards SDG 17. Policy coherence. The fifth is policy coherence. Achieving policy coherence across various sectors and levels of governance is a challenge. Coordinating policies and aligning them with the principle of SDG 17 requires enhanced collaboration between different government departments and stakeholders. 6 is awareness and capacity building. Raising awareness about the importance of SDG 17 and building capacity among stakeholders is essential. Many organizations and individuals are still unaware of the potential of the partnership and the role they play in achieving Sustainable Development Goal 17 can help build capacity and enhance understanding among various stakeholders. The last one is inclusive partnership. Inclusive partnership that involve marginalized and vulnerable groups remains is a challenge. Inclusive partnership require active participation, representation from all segments of societies, including women, including youth, including indigenous communities, including person with disabilities, and all. Addressing these challenges requires a multifaceted approach involving policy reforms, capacity building, innovative financing mechanism. India's stance on SDG 17, you can see globally 146.6 billion official development assistance in 2017. And in India, you can see 529 billion US dollar, India's external debt in March 2018. BRICS countries from 42% of the world population contributing 22% to the global GDP. For every 100 people in India, approx 34.42 are internet subscribers. But the data is different to urban and rural. You can see 76.76% of urban population are internet subscriber as compared to 14.89% in rural areas. But this data is from 2018. Now it is changed. This is the conclusion part of my paper. In conclusion, the analysis of India's progress in achieving Sustainable Development Goal 17 highlights both successes and challenges in fostering partnership and sustainable development. India has demonstrated commitment and efforts in integrating SDG 17 into national policies and plans, which I told, Make in India and many things. Plans recognizing the importance of collaboration and cooperation in addressing the interconnected challenges of poverty, inequality, climate changes, sustainable development. The case studies presented in the research paper successful partnership in various sectors, showcasing the transformative impact and the collaborative initiative can have the most sustainable development outcomes. These examples serve as a valuable lesson for policymakers and stakeholders. Um, Second, third, India should prioritize investment in the capacity building, focusing on skill development, knowledge transfer, and education. To strengthen these institutional capacities and fostering a culture of and collaboration will enable stakeholders to effectively engage in partnership and drive sustainable development efforts. In conclusion, achieving SDG 17 in India requires a collective and sustained effort from all stakeholders. By prioritizing partnership and global, national, and local collaboration, India can accelerate progress towards SDG and contribute to a more sustainable and inclusive future. Continued commitment, innovative approaches, and shared responsibility will pave the way, informative change, and ensure a better world for present and future generation. These are the references which I taken, and that's all from my side. Namaste, and thank you for listening me. From goal 9, I have.
Thank you very much. Namaste.
Thank
It
you.
was wonderful.
Thank you. Our next international speaker is Ambassador Estera. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. Welcome, dear Honorable Dr. Tiana Jones, distinguished guest speakers, and dear audience and listeners here, Professor Nada, and each and every one of you, to our Global Peace and Sustainable Development Goal 17, Partnership for Gold. Dr. Tiana, may I share the screen, please?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Oh, still not. Can you please let me share?
You're the co-host.
Okay, now can. Great. Okay, I'm Esther Mala, a soft skill trainer, international inspiration speaker, parenting and youth development coach, and mentor. Today, we are sharing about SDG 17. And what is the goal here? The goal here is to revitalize global partnership for sustainable development. Why? In 2015, world leaders adopted the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development that aims to end poverty, tackle inequalities, and combat climate change. We need everyone to come together, government, civil society, scientists, academia, and the private sector to achieve the Sustainable Development Goal 17. Yeah, Sustainable Development Goal 17, partnership and peace, we have to covers all this area, which is social, economic, and environmental. The 17th goal deals majorly into the collective step, especially towards policy implementation associated with achieving all the goals presented under 17 goal agenda. I'm very sure you know all the targets under goal 17. I believe Dr. Piyush has discussed this earlier. Partnership for the goals. What it does, it strengthens the means of implementation and revitalize the global partnership for sustainable development. Goal 17 calls on member states to significantly enhance the availability of reliable being high quality, timely disaggregated data, develop measurements of progress, support statistical capacity building in developing countries. So how can we encourage effective partnership? To establish effective partnership, there should be clear communication, mutual trust, shared understanding of goals and objectives set for the business. Trade has been considered as an integral part of sustainable development across all the goals. There is a continued need to support efforts by developing countries to integrate themselves into and derive benefits from the multilateral trading system. In contrast to the previous Millennium Development Goals, Sustainable Development Goal adopted a holistic approach from the grassroots level towards an inclusive sustainable development goal, not only concentrating on poor countries, but also targeting at least developed countries in the terms of trade proliferation. The impact of trade agreements with different nations is neither uniform nor absolute, meaning trade agreements are tailor-made according to the need and purpose of each country individually. This can be aided by resolving the conflicts of protruding memberships of nations for a simplified regional grouping. Approaches that assures policy credibility and reinforce dispute settlement apparatus must be executed and reviewed timely. As educators, let's see. Yeah, 1 minute, I'll check my audio. Having some issues here. Okay. As educators, am I audible, please?
Yes, you are.
Okay, thank you. As educators, we must set an example and we must inspire young minds. We must teach our students and our children, and we must try to reach as many people as we can in order to work together for the benefit of the earth. It is our duty to do our part and to empower others to make a change. Fighting for the accomplishment of SDGs should become a main objective in schools and all learning environments. It starts from an individual. As for me, after indulging in SDG, I can say indulging because I attend many SDG conferences, summits, and I learn a lot. I'm more aware of all the SDGs, and now I am going to conduct a talk show, especially for my Malaysians, yeah, to give more awareness to not only educators, but to the citizens, Malaysians, so to create more awareness, especially educators and students, because students are future generation, and if they are not nurtured and guided properly, especially on all these SDG life is very close to our life. It's the way of life we should practice. So I think every one of us have to focus on this, starting from family, next to school, so that our community and our nation will become a better nation and we can achieve. Okay, as financial institution, what they can do is that they have different type of sources of funds of resources for developing countries. Okay, by the financial institution, by implementing all these measures, they can improve, especially for the development of companies' partnerships. Current state of financial resources in developing country. What is the status? According to the World Bank in 2020, the average GDP per capita in low-income country was just $855 compared to $47,100 in high-income countries. See the gap between low-income country and high-income countries. Anyway, now it has toned down. Now it's 2023, after the pandemic. Yeah, this is at the beginning of the pandemic. Now, after the pandemic, globally, the economy has slowed down to make it worse with the Ukraine war and all that. So I think that the gap is reduced, but still it's not improving for better. Yeah, very little improvement. In addition, many developing countries have high levels of debt, which limits their ability to invest in their own development. It's very true. For example, the external debt of sub-Saharan African countries increased from 23.1% of GDP in 2010 to 36.2% in 2020, according to the International Monetary Fund. So just imagine now, I'm very sure it's becoming worse. Yeah, and if you really see in US itself, so many banks have been closed down. All across the world, there's financial crisis and all that. So we have to take a serious steps towards reducing this crisis at least in our life. If every individual take effort to improve their financial status and all, then I think we will still have hope to live a better life. Economic survey in 2022-23 highlights growth in credit offtake increased private capex to usher virtuous investment cycle. Non-food credit offtake by scheduled commercial banks growing in double digit since April 2022. Central and state governments budgeted expenditure on health sector touched 2.1% of GDP in year 2023 BE and 2.2% in FY22 against 1.6% in FY21. Survey highlights the findings of 2022 report of the UNDP on multi-dimensional poverty index, which says that 41.5 crore people exceed poverty in India between 2005 and 6 and 2019-20. Why I take India as an example? Because this is a highly populated, now overcome China already. So this is a very good example. Work immersion. This is one of the most important because we have young generation, young workforce coming into our work, taking up working life right after their higher education. So what is work immersion provide? What does it provide? What is work immersion? Work immersion provides senior high school learners with opportunity to become familiar with the workplace, simulate employment, and to apply their competencies in the area of specialization or applied subjects in actual work environment to prepare learners for all curriculum exits. What is the purpose of work immersion? Work immersion provides senior high school learners with opportunity to become familiar with the workplace, stimulate employment, and to apply their competency in specialized and applied subjects in actual work environment to prepare them. How immersion benefits students? Enhanced cognitive skills. Immersion students typically develop greater cognitive flexibility, demonstrating increased attention control, better memory, and superior problem-solving skills. This is the most crucial skills which we need now at workplace, as well as an enhanced understanding of their primary language. Skills are more important. That's why we have to sharpen our soft skills and hard skills in order to be employable, so that we will be of good use for everyone, even as educators. 15 key skills you can gain from work experiences. Immersion, yeah. First, self-reliance. To an extent, university also helps you develop self-reliance. It's not a university, colleges, and other training centers. Interpersonal skills, problem-solving skills, commercial awareness, maturity, teamwork, practical skills, self-confidence, and self-esteem. When I put all this, I am very sure you can go further and explore what it's all about. Yeah. Organization skills is very crucial. When you start work, you have to understand, the young people have to understand what is organization skills, about the organization, how to move about, and of course, many more things. Different organizations have different ethics, different rules, and all that. So every time you move into a new company, new organization, you got to know what is the structure. Then networking, business etiquette, negotiation skill, another important skill, business etiquette, and also personal etiquette. Yeah, this is also very crucial, even if you're as an employee and also as an employer or self-employed person. Stress management. Everybody need to learn about stress management. Even you are an employee or employer, you have to give now high priority to improve, to sort out the problems faced by your employees related to management, stress management. Determination. You have to also teach your employees how to manage problems they face, to handle situations at work, and teach them how to take up the courage and determined to be very determined to stay on and resolve problems and gain victory over situation and improve their skills to assist their organization. Last is coping skill. Yeah, this is related to determination. Okay, in conclusion, work immersion provides students with hands-on experience in real work, effective in enhancing student skills and knowledge, assisting them in their career, decision-making process, and creating job opportunities for future employees. Students are not only equipped with necessary skills and knowledge of their chosen career path, but they are also given the opportunity to apply what they have learned in school and potentially secure a job in the future. Without this immersion or internship, students will not be of great use for employer. Employer will suffer, because they have to train the workers. Now, even worse now, employers don't have time to train new students who come up to be the workforce. Yeah, so it's going to be very tedious and it's going to bring a lot of loss, and it's not efficient for any company. So internship immersion helps a lot. Yeah, even for the students to understand what is working like, how to work, everything, to develop themselves, improve their skills, and for the employer to know about the employee, and later they can induct them into their company as their permanent workers. Let's act as a global team. What we have to do, learn about SDGs, take steps to help the world. Collaboration, go into collaboration, find solution together, reach out to the community. Together we are strong, together we can achieve more. The best partnership aren't depend on a mere common, but a shared path of equality, desire, and no small amount of passion. Thank you so much for your patience to listen. Thank you.
Wonderful
you.
presentation. I love it.
Yeah,
Thank you,
thank
thank
you.
you.
It was wonderful and it was a lot of information because
you
again,
so
the solution is the main goal. We're here. We're not here just to only give our opinion, but to bring that innovation with development. So you're developing, showing us how to cope with our skills and learn things as students, because I'm also a student. So I understand the value and why you're breaking things down. And we really appreciate that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Our next international speaker is Professor Nada Rakovic from Croatia.
Greetings from Croatia. Honored and grateful to be here today at the last day. So great, wonderful, 17 amazing days. So we are all proud and you, dear our Tiana, for making this wonderful summit, for the great work doing, not only for the summit, but always. I listened a presentation from Dr. Piyush and from our great Estera. Really inspirative and motivated. We hear so many new solutions, what to do, and how to revitalize the global partnership for the sustainable development. So partnership for the goals. I will say partnership for all the goals. We started from no poverty. So from no poverty till yesterday, till the peace, and till the strong institutions. So if we don't make the partnerships with our colleagues, with the students, this will not be achievable. So how to make this global partnership? I will say the examples in Croatia. What we are doing, like an educator, we have so many partnerships with colleagues from other schools, from other universities, and we are making projects. That is the first way. We are doing the competitions. That is another way. So, like working in the public university, we cannot do nothing private. We are blessed. I can say we are blessed because we have the money from the European Union funds, from the grants. We have opportunities for the mobilities, and that is the way, and that is what we are doing, making partnerships. When we want to go to the mobility, the first thing is that we need to find something new, something that we cannot learn in our country. Then when we find the country, university, or if we are taking our students to the practice work, when we find the places where they will work, then we decide and we find the partners in that countries. So it's not easy. We need to do a lot of work, but after that we always say thank you God for this great opportunity. So that's Erasmus Plus projects are one of the possibilities, so that you can do in the high school, you can do that on the university. Our students can go and finish one academic year in another country or one semester in another country. So we have great opportunities, and that we are doing, making the partnerships with the universities, with our colleagues. Talking about this, also we have the e-twinning projects, and we have so many partners from different countries, from the European countries. Here on the global level, here is a different situation. Here we are all here together. And I can say also we have so many opportunities, and people who are in the private sector, who has the own organization, can make so many memorandums of understanding, can make so many partnerships. So here we have a lot of targets. We hear already what are the targets here. How to increase this, how to fix this, how to make more partnerships. I can say that that also it depends about your abilities, because if you are not a person who can move forward, if you work only for yourself, if your voice is not heard, if nobody don't know for you, you cannot move. You are on the same place. So this summit, our talks, our meeting here, this is a big, this is something great for doing the partnerships. As our great Tiana said here, we have here today so many new colleagues who were not with us these days, so we can meet them. I see Dr. Smita, so many I didn't met before. So doing this with the friends, sharing our knowledge, making the exchanges that could help us all. As our great Sarah said, she will now start doing this for the students, because she learned a lot about the SDGs. Yes, we are here. This is the second year at our great Dr. Tiana. We all were at our great Dr. Supriya, also at Raja. I organized 2 years, 17 days, 17 summits this year, also at autumn. So that are the big opportunities for us to learn, and also for our students. So we need to keep doing this great job for the partnerships, for all the SDGs. After every hour meeting, I'm sure that we all have so many new knowledges, and that we are richer. And I hope that we can make it. We can implement in our work, and in our community, and in our country. So, dear Tiana, keep doing great. Big congratulations from my side. These were amazing. All these days were amazing. Thank you. Thank you so much. And thanks to all our great partners, our great friends here on this great stage. Thank you. Thank you so much to all.
Thank you. And we love you so much. And we're grateful you're here every day showing up for all 17 days. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Our next international speaker is Dr. Nitski Nakoko. Welcome.
Good afternoon and good evening to all. Am I audible, Dr. Tiana?
Yes, ma'am, you are.
Thank you so much. Thank you for this kind opportunity, Dr. Tiana Jones. And I also acknowledge all the ambassadors that are on the platform, the global ambassadors, and to the listeners and other speakers. Thank you so much. It is evening in my country, in South Africa. It is 7:30 in the evening. I would like to start this as we focus on revitalizing global partnerships. And what does that mean to us personally, first of all, before we go to other people and policymakers? For me, it means we have to lead ourselves first with integrity and with a great and clean data. From us, transformation starts from within. We have the power to lead first from within ourselves before we can go on and lead others, and also share what is it that we can do together. Coming together in partnerships needs a lot of trust from all of us. Why are countries breaking? Why are countries crying? Why are people mourning? Yet we have leaders, yet we have parliaments, yet we have people who have put in positions that we trusted them so much that they can lead us and we can follow and support them, yet the systems are still crashing. It means there is still a great work that we have to do individually as we are put in great positions of leadership. Can we be trusted? First of all, can our creator, our maker, trust us with the people on the globe that he has created? Can we trust ourselves that we are great leaders? We can lead with boldness. Can we trust that we are authentic leaders? I want to put across just 5 key aspects on leadership. Leadership on partnerships will depend on us not taking education, but with the transformational aspects that each individual is built of. Are we authentic enough to build other partnerships beyond the paperwork on policymaking? Can we build practical partnerships? Are we diligent enough to forge global partnerships? Here we are. Are we able and capable with the abilities to establish sustainable partnerships? We have spoken of policymakers here. I'm not going to go to those. We are moving forward now, but we need to challenge ourselves in building revitalized global partnerships. This comes a very far, long way from the 2000s, but we are still speaking the same language, like ducks getting into water, getting out the other side dry. What have we achieved in all the years? We are looking into 2030. What is it that we need to go back to as leaders and say, this is where we have failed. This is where we have opened the gaps. This is where we need to bring in the solutions. Let me look into my country, South Africa. The problems, let alone the rate of employment. If people are crying about the rate of employment, look into where we are this year in 2023. The rate of unemployment in South Africa is 32.9%. And this is just the first quarter of 2023 that was recorded. And it is among the highest in the world. Youth alone, it is even worse. It rose, now it is 62.1%. That's a rate of unemployment. Therefore, it stands to reason that we cannot depend on employment when we're even planning on revitalizing the global partnerships for sustainable global, goals. It means that we have to really see beyond what we have experienced during the pandemic. We saw that really professionals were even laid back, and the support systems showed clearly to us that we need entrepreneurs. It shows clearly that we need skills development. Part of this, the previous speaker noted some of the soft skills. And part of those soft skills, I'm going to bring in 5 again that we need to put our attention into. Attention, accountability. Our leaders are not accountable. Are we going to be crying for the government and waiting for them to help us? We cannot do that again. It means we'll be doing the same exercises that are not giving us solutions going forward. Therefore, we are here together. We are now putting the partnerships. We are global citizens now, even in the platform together. We have to be bold in leadership with integrity. The transformational integrity of trust to be coachable, and so that we can also coach those who are following us on the skills transfer. Leaders need to do this exercise that we know in the corporate world they struggle with. When we do change management in the corporate world, we find leaders who don't want to move in some positions and don't even want to transfer the skills to the next generation or the next leadership to teach them what they have been taught so that the organizations can go forward. So with us, with revitalizing these partnerships, we need to be aware of the coaching skills, that coaches must transfer the skills to the coaches. Mentors must transfer the skills to the mentees. And with diligence, we need to do due diligence. Quality service. Our data, when we transfer the skills, must be very clean. We cannot give the goals that are not sustainable to the next generation and set them up for failure. Now, the establishment of epic leadership is within us. Let us stand tall in our ABCDEs to be epic leaders of integrity so that we can advance in growth. And remember that youth is looking up to us. Women are looking up to us. But I also want to bring into us the balance. We are leaving our young men behind. Hence the GBV. They are angry and no one is helping them, but we're looking up to women and girls only. Let us balance everything that we do. They also come from us. We are mothers. We gave birth to them. No one else is going to bring them up. Only us who will balance this and share the love. All what we do in this, even what Dr. Tiana is doing, is based on love. When the governments cannot do anything for us, we are the ones who can bring the balance and bring peace to the world. Peace is brought by sustenance. Everybody is crying for sustainable businesses. And now look at what the policymakers are doing. They're only focusing on STEM. They add a STEMmer at the end. What is that? This is science, technology, engineering, mathematics, and added agriculture. What about other industries? What about other faculties? We have children, we have people who are gifted across talents. Let us bring all the talents into the fore. Let all the faculties be balanced when we are bringing in global partnerships and sustainable unity and working together. So it can not only be STEMmer. We are broad. We are gifted with talents that will never overlap each other. We are all unique in all what we do. So our authenticity must be in our purpose. Our passion and purpose must align to complete us as we are the globe. We are in this universe to complete the puzzle. No one else can be on top of each other. But if we focus on never competing, but complementing each other, we can even see beyond COVID. In our country, we are struggling right now with power system. We don't have enough power to sustain us. Even as I speak, maybe the power can be cut. So what do? How do we just focus on STEMmer only when we have, other industries? We have mining, we have natural resources, we have gas, we have, lights, electricities. We have to focus in all key aspects of sustaining an economy. Our economies are failing because of the implementation of these goals. If we speak today here, and we've been speaking the past 17 days, we have to implement. It must not be just ticking a box. It must be part of cleaning and fixing the messy processes of structural change. So we need to bring in the change management that looks into all areas of sustaining and jolting an economy, system, and innovation. What is the problem? Let us look at the problems. Again, I'm challenging all of us to go back and look at the problems. What is it that we need to fix beyond the policymakers? We need thinkers that are sharp thinkers with advanced thinking. And certainly, we will find out where the problems. The systems have failed. We're in 2023. This started long ago. So where there's a failure, we are not pointing fingers, but we're saying, let's go back and see what can be implemented. For instance, in South Africa, we need to understand why these apparently simple solutions don't work. And for this, we need to understand the dynamics of skill formation in South Africa. We need to see the skill formation system and the full picture of knowledge and skills produced in schooling, colleges, universities, and other education providers, as well as training that happens in the workplace. That is your, formal training and training and development that we do also in leadership training, mentoring. The relative strength and size of each of these is shaped by the economy and the types of labor markets that exist within. Now, there is lack of engagement. We need to engage more in these levels. There are big gaps between education and what really works. If there was engagement, there wouldn't be so many gaps and so huge gaps of unemployment. So it means we're focusing on what is not the real solution. Education is important. We wrote a book globally. The book is Skills versus a Degree. We all 12 co-authors, we were looking at balancing skill with education. Let's break the myth and the lies that university degree is better than a skill. We have seen it clearly. It was thrown in our faces so clearly during COVID that skills are very important. They sustained the economy. So let us go on and also empower each other. I'm a leadership trainer and developer. I'm a global speaker. I coach, but during COVID, I got stuck because I needed the skills that were going to propel my sustainability. So I'm challenging all of us to go back to policies that are practical. As I close, I want to thank you, Dr. Tiana, and say, let us work with the government. Let us work with our communities. Let us, all of us, be alert in what we need to do for the globe. We are the global citizens that can build everything together. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. And the passion in your voice and how your heart is led with the Spirit of God is very powerful. We can all feel it. We can hear you. And it's just a great thing to have that come to surface for finding a solution. Thank you again.
Thank you, Dr. Tiana.
Our next international speaker is Professor Dr. Richa Ranjan.
Thank you, Tiana. And today is the last day of our meeting, which is which was a regular routine for all of us. And we are going to miss it. So today I'm speaking about SDG 17. It is a global goal adopted by all United Nations member states, including our country, India. SDG 17 focuses on strengthening global partnership for sustainable development. It recognizes that achieving the other 16 SDGs requires collaboration and cooperation among countries, stakeholders, and organizations at various levels. As from last 17 days, Tiana is doing the collaboration and cooperation in this field. And in the context of India, SDG 17 emphasizes the following key aspects: in the metro finance, mobilizing resources, both domestic and international, to support the implementation of sustainable development initiatives. This includes promoting investments in critical sectors such as infrastructure, renewable energy, and social welfare programs. Relation to technology transfer, by facilitating the transfer of environmentally sound techniques and knowledge to developing countries. India seeks to enhance its technological capabilities and promote innovation to address sustainable development challenges. Capacity building, enhancing the capacity of individuals, institutions, communities to effectively implement sustainable development policies and programs. This involves providing training, technical assistance, and knowledge sharing platforms. Next, we can come on the trade. It promotes a rules-based and open global trading system that is inclusive and beneficial to all countries, particularly developing nations. And India supports fair and equitable trade practices and seeks to integrate its domestic economy into global value chains. Next is data and monitoring, improving data collection, analysis, reporting mechanism to track progress towards the SDGs. India aims to strengthen its statistical systems and ensure the availability of reliable data for evidence-based policymaking. So, some are the facts which India's efforts have been done regarding SDG Goal 17. Those are bilateral and multilateral partnership. India actively engages in bilateral and multilateral partnerships to promote sustainable development. It collaborates with countries, international organizations, regional platforms to exchange knowledge, expertise, and resources for achieving the SDGs. And next is SSC, which is South-South cooperation. India plays a significant role in South-South cooperation, sharing its experiences and knowledge with other developing countries. It provides technical assistance, capacity building programs, technology transfers to support sustainable development efforts in partner countries. Next is international financial contributions. India has made financial contributions to various global funds and initiatives aimed at sustainable development. For example, India has contributed to the Green Climate Fund, which supports climate action in developing countries. Technology transfer. India is actively involved in technology transfer initiatives, particularly in the areas of renewable energy, agriculture, and healthcare. It shares its expertise in solar energy, biotechnology, telemedicine, among other fields, with other countries to promote sustainable development. Next is National Action Plan. India has developed this plan to implement the SDGs. The plan focuses on policy coherence, coordination among ministers and departments, and effective monitoring and evaluation mechanism. It emphasizes partnerships and collaboration with stakeholders at various levels. Next is private sector engagement. India recognizes the importance of private sector participation in achieving these goals. The government has launched initiatives to encourage corporate social responsibilities, which is known as CSR, and promote sustainable business practices. It collaborates with business to leverage their resources, innovation, and expertise for sustainable development. And last is data and monitoring. India is committed to strengthening its data collection and monitoring for SDGs. The government has established robust mechanism to track progress, measure indicators, and report on SDG implementation. It regularly publishes voluntary national reviews to share its achievements, challenges, and future plans. These facts highlight India's active engagement and commitment to SDG Goal 17, emphasizing partnerships and collaboration for sustainable development. Thank you.
Thank you. Namaste. You're always
Wonderful presentation.
You're always amazing here, and you're always giving us the information that we need to know in India, because again, we're here as a global community trying to get as much data to track that information. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And last namaste from India, from Dr. Richa Ranjan. I'll be leaving your this summit now. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Our next international speaker that is here with us is going to be Dr. Smita Shine Onat.
Hi, good evening, good morning, everyone. I'm audible.
Yes, you are.
So most of the speakers, they already covered the main highlights of the Sustainable Development 17, that is partnership for the goals, right? So now here I'm going to talk about a quick outline about what is the importance of the partnership for the goals, that is SDG 17, and what are the challenges we are facing now. So the agenda of this SDG 17, as we talked about, that is, it requires the partnership between the government, between the private sector and the civil society, that means the public. So we have to be inclusive partnership that built upon the principles, values. It should be a shared vision. It should have shared goals that place the people, that means the public and the planet at the center, and that should be needed at the international, regional, national, and local level. So I told you most of the points were highlighted by the people here. So I'm going to give a quick outline about what is the importance of this partnership for the goals. So the UN, they has defined the 19 targets, right, and 25 indicators for the SDG 17. So targets specify the goals and the indicators that represent the metrics. So it is essential, it is very important that we recognize the power and the potential of the collaboration and the cooperation, because we are going to strive a better world, right? So SDG 17, that serves as a reminder where all the other goals, that is the SDG 16 goals, cannot be accomplished in an isolated mode, right? Isolation. But we can achieve that through strong and effective partnership at the local, at the international, and at the regional level. So the importance of this inclusive and resilient partnership, that will mobilize what is that that will mobilize everything. That means it share the resources, it share the knowledge, it share the technology. That means we know that no single entity can solve the complex challenges we face, like poverty, inequality, climate change, and social injustice. So that is why we need partnership and collaboration. So only through this joining forces and leveraging the collective expertise, experiences, and the resources, we can make it. That means we can hope that we can make this significant stride towards a more sustainable and equitable future. Also, partnership and collaboration that will catalyze the innovation and the progress. So they bring together the government, they bring together the public, the other NGOs, organization, business organization, educational institution, and also individuals to put their expertise, their knowledge, ideas, and the networks in this area. And also it helps to address what are the root causes of these global issues. And we can find out effective solutions for this global challenges, right? So this partnership and collaboration, they play a major role in mobilizing the financial resources also. We can achieve the sustainable development goals that requires substantial investment in infrastructure, education, healthcare, clean energy, and many more. So government, we know that government cannot alone do anything to solve these issues. That means they cannot bear this burden. We can solve or we can find the solutions through effective partnership, through the private sector, through the philanthropic organization like what Dr. Tiana is doing, and international financial institutions, that we can leverage private capital and we can innovate. We can make it innovative financing mechanism to bridge the funding gap. So when we come to the challenges, earlier I heard one speaker told about the essential factors needed for SDG 17, like transparency, communication, trust, like mutual respect. See, all these are the challenges also, right? It is very difficult to maintain that trust, maintain that mutual respect, and also these are the challenges we are going to face in SDG 17. So trust and mutual respect that must be nurtured, and the communication, that means the open dialogue must be encouraged, clear communication must be encouraged, that transparency should be there, accountability should be there, and we all should have a shared commitment to all the SDGs. So that is the foundation upon which all the partnership, only through the partnership or only through the collaboration, we can build that. And we should prioritize the long-term sustainability over the short-term gains, and we have to ensure to foster a culture of collaboration that transcends the boundaries and egos. So thank you all. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you, Dr. Tiana.
Thank you. And it takes the private sectors to come forth, because without that, we cannot bring more financial innovation. So I believe that you're correct that we're going to have more than one way of financial donations and bringings, and also innovation with development, because without that, we really can't have any trust, because people will not trust you with their money or with their finances. I agree. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Our next international speaker is Kyra Bakhats. I think that's how you say it.
Hello, everyone. My name is Kira Bakhtats, actually.
Cute.
Yeah. I am the representative of the Green School from Tbilisi, Georgia. And today I would like to basically talk about the 17th goal of the theme. And the project leader of this project whatsoever is my geography professor and the great mentor, Fatma Tsitsize. And now I would like to share my screen. Wait, can you let me share, please?
It should work now.
Okay, the 17th goal of sustainable development. As you can see, there are 17 goals of the sustainable development of the global goals. And for centuries, people considered themselves the center of the universe and believed that all living beings and natural resources existed for the benefit of mankind and could be used without any restrictions. And such an approach has greatly damaged the environment, which has become particularly noticeable since the 19th century, the post-industrial era, and climate change's alarming levels of air pollution, the threat of resource depletion. These are the problems due to which the modern world has decided to reconsider the classical plan of development and take care of the future, the health and the well-being of upcoming generations. This is what sustainable development is all about. Sustainable development consists of economic, social, and environmental aspects. Economic, it is considered that the development should be economically favorable. Social is, for example, socially just, and environmental is environmentally friendly, obviously. The path to sustainable development. There are many ways, for example, legal framework, strong governance, economic development, environmental protection, human rights and security, infrastructure and technologies, education for sustainable development. Nelson Mandela said, and I quote, "Education is the most powerful weapon you can use to change the world." Now I would like to talk about the goals of sustainable development and Georgia itself. First, Georgia fully recognized and expressed its support for the issue of giving priority to sustainable development goals. And for now, Georgia has nationalized all the 17 goals in like general and 99 indicators and more than 200 tasks. But however, Georgia plans to nationalize 169 targets gradually before 2030. World leaders have a unique opportunity to put the world on leaders have a unique opportunity to put the world on the path to inclusive and sustainable development. Quote by Helen Clark, the United Nations Development Program Administrator. Now I would like to talk about the 17th goal and specifically partnerships for the goals. It includes partnership relations between the countries of the world. Achieving the Sustainable Development Goals is the most impossible without partnerships between governments, the private sector, and the civil society at the global, regional, and local levels. Sustainable development and the fulfillment of its goals is a peculiar guarantee of democratic social systems in which everyone can participate, and the economic system depends on the well-being of society and the environment, as well as taking into account the uniqueness and the individuality of different cultures. Favorable conditions are created for the protection of human rights, for the strengthening of peace, for intercultural dialogue, for the establishment of healthy lifestyle, for the protection of natural resources, to avoid disasters, and last but not least, to overcome poverty and develop civic responsibility. There are many facts and figures about it, which I'm about to tell you. For example, in 2014, the volume of official assistance for the implementation of the Sustainable Development Goals reached an all-time high of $132.2 billion US. 79% of the imported products of developing countries enter developed countries without any taxation. And over the last 4 years, the number of internet users in African countries has almost doubled even. Almost 30% of the world's youth are representatives of the computer generation and have been active internet users for at least 5 years already. And approximately 4 billion people, 90% of whom live in developing countries, still don't have any access to the internet, unfortunately. Think globally, act locally. Very cheesy slang, but still it's very powerful in my opinion. Thank you for your attention.
Very great, very amazing. You put a lot of effort into that, a lot of data and analysis. And Kira, you have a gift. You have to continue to share that information and your passion behind it. Great job. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Our next international speaker today is going to be Ashley Schmidt from the USA.
Thank you so much, Ms. Jones. I really appreciate everyone for being here on our last day. It's a both sad day for me but also a happy day because our next seminar will be much stronger, and that is what I am so looking forward to. There are a few points, all of the points were spot on. They were wonderful with the communicational, the collaboration, a consistency of collaboration of issues that we all are facing globally. This is our Mother Earth. We have to take care of her. She takes care and provides for us. So let's stop our arguments, how can I say it? Just fighting against each other. excuse me, that's what I'm trying to say. Don't fight, don't have wars, don't destroy our Mother Earth. We have to keep sustainability, self-sustainability for our Mother Earth. We have to plant that seed to continue on and make our goals wider, our milestones bigger for our next generation. We are the ones that are paving the road for our future youth. We need to keep that road easy and straightforward without any complications. And the only way we can do that is through leadership, to consistent collaboration. Let's go ahead and go to and contact our government. Get together and let them know we are here. We know what the issue is. We know what we have to strategize. We know all of this, but are you aware of it? In other words, for example, Ethiopia. I have a project on my hands right now with Ethiopia. Ethiopia, we had sent billions and billions of life-saving aid over to them. A few days ago, unfortunately, they stopped that, not permanently, just stopped it temporarily from sending that aid over to them, because I know I'm outspoken, and if I'm out of line, please let me know. But it was a concern of mine when I heard this. Someone intercepted that aid, and Mr. Our top leader for the USAID had to make a decision to just temporarily stop the aid, not completely, but what he's trying to do is just remove that interception, because there are starving individuals out there. They are needing our help, and they are going to continuously get our aid. And he will continue to aid these individuals, mothers, children crying out for food, safety, continuous pressure from the evil people that are there, and trying to get what we are trying to give to the people that need it the most. That just startled me. To a point, to a core in me, saying, yes, he did the right thing. Let's go get that intercepted people and do something and move them out of the way so we can get to these families that need the help. I'm speaking of, they wanted to make profit off of the food aid that we sent over there. That is wrong. It needs to stop. I don't know whose feet I'm stepping on. I don't care whose feet I'm stepping on, because I am an advocate and I am voicing my opinion out loud. Please, let's stick together. Let's collaborate. Let's help a USAID. Let's get together and take care of each other. We appreciate what we have, but just imagine these families are in Ethiopia, they are at a starving point because this food aid was intercepted. And it just hurt me so badly. I had prayed many, many days many, many days for, please God, just make this happen quickly, because these families, they have no resources, they have nothing. So we have to, as globally, as ambassadors, as our leaders here on this platform, to assist and find a way to just resolve this issue quickly. I don't want death on our doorstep. I don't want to watch it. I want to talk about it, but at the same time, walking it. Let's talk and walk at the same time. That's what I am trying to convey to everyone. We can do this. We're strong. We are strong women, strong men that are there, obviously, by God. You are here because you have a purpose. Let's carry it out and help. We need to assist. We have to assist. So for our next global seminar, Ms. Jones, please, let's make this one a history one. And I thank you so very much from the bottom of my heart, Ms. Jones, for this seminar, and everyone on this platform. You are so amazing. You are so inspiring. You have given me so many items, so many forms to look and see and strategize already. So thank you so much for your input. Thank you so much for everything that you're doing. And thank you from the bottom of my heart. And Ms. Jones and everyone on this platform, God bless you. And we will see everyone very soon. Thank you. Namaste. Thank you to everyone.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And it's always about uniting with others to find solutions. And this is a part of history. You guys are all here today witnessing it and a part of it. The Global Peace Sustainable Development Goals is the importance of what is going on here. So you guys have done an amazing job, and I'm grateful that you are all here today. Our next international guest speaker is Ambassador Katia Biblari. Welcome.
Well, hello everyone. Greetings from Georgia. And first of all, I have to say that I'm very grateful to you because this platform is very useful. And I was given this great opportunity to express my personal opinion about different kinds of topic. And I'm very proud of you because I know that there are a lot of professional people. And I'm proud of Georgian students because they put considerable effort into their presentations. Today, I will express my personal opinion about SDG 17 briefly, which refers to the United Nations Sustainable Development Goal 17, and it focuses on strengthening global partnerships for sustainable development. And it emphasizes the importance of collaboration and cooperation among countries, organizations, and other stakeholders to achieve the other 16 sustainable development goals. In the context of Georgia, the country can contribute to SDG 17 through various means. First one is development cooperation, and Georgia can engage in development cooperation by partnering with other countries, international organizations, and non-governmental organizations. This can involve sharing knowledge, expertise, and resources to support sustainable development projects in areas such as education, healthcare, infrastructure, and poverty reduction. Next is trade and investment, and Georgia can promote international trade and investment to foster economic growth and development by attracting foreign direct investment and facilitating trade agreements. The country can enhance its economic integration and create opportunities for sustainable development. Technology transfer, which is it is one of the most important things. Georgia can participate in technology transfer initiatives to bridge the digital divide and promote innovation. This can involve sharing technological knowledge and expertise with other countries and leveraging international partnerships to access advanced technologies and know-how. So this is my personal opinion about this topic. And Tiana, thank you for giving me this great opportunity. And I can say for sure that I have gained a vast experience in this field. And I'm happy to know you. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you. And you've been here every day for 17 days. And I've seen the growth and increase in your courage, because at first you were really nervous, and you've been doing so wonderful. And thank you for inviting your students. The last 3 days, we have had students from Georgia here with presentations and also practicing their English. And most of them have been very fluent with their English. It's been amazing. It really has. Thank you.
Thank you.
So now we have another guest speaker from Pakistan, Amir Ali. Only say a couple words because I know your connection is not doing so well, but we do want to hear from you on what you feel partnership can do for Pakistan. Can you hear us? Because I know we've had some technical issues with you guys in your country, unfortunately. We just got a message from him. He said that his network is not.
Yes, it has an issue. It has an
Yep.
issue.
He has an issue with his network. So we have another international guest speaker from the United States, Dr. Sass. Welcome. I know you're new to the platform.
Thank you, Tiana, and thank you, Ashley. Thank you, everybody. And this is amazing. I'm sorry I missed those the first many days, and this is the only day that I can hop on, and it's been amazing. And what you all are doing is amazing, and I'm just happy to be a part of it. And I'm new at this, so what I'm saying about SDG 17 with global partnership and all, I think the power to create the positive change lies within each and every one of us. And the partnership, as I see it, it begins with self, right? Ourself. And when we recognize that we can make the difference, then we can go out there and really make a difference. For me, what I've done on an individual basis, just to share with you, I had volunteer to, I'm a success coach, so I have volunteered to coach students from Africa with Man Drive Africa, for example, and providing them with guidance and support and the opportunity to thrive. And by investing in their future, I have chose to mentor those young adults, and, you know, just because in Africa, there are very limited resources, right? And for me, I just offering my time and my wisdom, and that was it. The other thing that we can do, which I chose to do, is being an ambassador of any causes that is near and dear to your heart. I've chosen to be the ambassador for the Blue Ribbon campaign, advocating the rights of children. And by lending my voice to this important cause, I amplify its impact and encourage others to join with the movement. And through my efforts, I am actively engaging in, you know, the partnership with everyone. And, you know, we start with even the neighborhood, right? And everything starts with self. And for me, it is a shift in mindset, a shift in consciousness, and awakening of our interdependence as a collective. Like in relativity, we are all collective oneness. And when we unlock that potential change in our awareness, you know, there are ancient cultures, right? Like the American Indians, for example, they know, they live and they understood this truth. They live in harmony with the land. They live in harmony with everyone, and they nurture the deep sense of community. We as a, you know, a really thriving society, we just realize that we have got to shift that consciousness and go back to being what we really are, which is, you know, interdependence as a collective, understanding that the well-being of one individual is strictly tied to the well-being of all. And this shift in mindset can really drive the meaningful partnerships of the community at all levels. And one other thing that I'm implementing is a philanthropic movement in Southeast Asia, which is Thailand, to be exact. I started with that country, the country that where I'm from, where I know young children are not being taken care of because of lack, because of poverty, because of whatever reason. You know, we will start with providing them with food, toothbrushes, toothpaste, you know, the small things that we kind of take for granted in Western world. And, you know, it's not just the immediate thing that we provide the kids, right? We also mentor them to know their own significance, to have the sense of self-worth. By uplifting them, we empower the future generations to become active agents of change of their community, of change for the world. And partnerships really begins with ourselves. And when we reflect on ourselves and we want to make that change, and it can be as small as taking a blue ribbon and take 60 seconds and honoring someone. And each of us has that power to create ripple effects of change that can transform the world. And together, you know, as a collective, we can make a difference, and it starts with just one person. Small change. That's all I want to say. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And I know that we've been speaking to each other a lot about the consciousness and the giftings of awareness. And I really appreciate you being honest on this platform, because that truth does set a lot of people free for partnership, because you can't be a partner to someone else if you don't know your oneself, if you don't know yourself and unified in the spirit. So thank you so much for your honesty and your collective thoughts and emotions, because that will help everyone here express themselves better for who they really are. Thank you. And now we are at the end of the summit, and I will just say a couple words before we close out. I am so grateful here to be unified with so many people from all different nations, being able to collaborate with people for hope. I have been able to learn a lot, but also take in a lot of different emotions and different thoughts from so many people. I know that people are able to collaborate, and through data and analysis, we see that each country has global economic issues, but we know that sustainable development goals is so important because each one is connected to each other, that brings value and integrity to one's life. And again, not one goal is higher than the other, but the most importance of the goals aspects would be health and well-being. That is goal day 3, because our goal is to stay healthy, happy, and live as long as we can. Giving that information to other people, which is clear and clarity on mental health and physical health, gives you the endurance and the power of justice and peace within that helps you spread it to one another for a partnership, as today's goal is, for the unified factor of knowing your true potential could be exceeded and you could always develop and grow. The innovations of cities and communities as another goal. We want sustainability in cities and communities backgrounds the fact that we have to be sustained in our own true self. We have to know ourselves and learn ourselves, but also be accountable for our thoughts and emotions so that we can continue to increase potential and possibilities that many people are not able to connect with only for the fact of lust, aggression, and greed. You want to put all of negative dark matter of energy to the side and realize that we're always going to have something to do with this earth, to create something that's going to be sustainable for everyone to be coexisting with each other, living and sharing that coexistence of giftings and availability of resources. So we all can create new innovations and development with resources, but it's about sharing our collective thoughts and emotions and sharing that potential and possibilities, because all people exist, all lives do exist, and women's lives do exist for global peace with humanity. What does that mean? That means equality. That means showing these equal opportunities for stakeholders, for financial institutions, for partnerships with development ideals in communications. That has everything to do with innovation and development, because we are going to continuously innovate and continuously develop more and better skills over the years. So taking that understanding and putting it all in one subject is hard to do, but today is what we're doing with partnerships. And global peace means that we are spreading that positive energy of light mass to other people so that we're ping-ponging it off of each other as energy does exceed to one another's hearts, emotions, and thoughts. Energy was one of the main SDGs as well. There was 2 different types of subjectiveness in energy. One was for solar energy, for clean ecosystem and environment, but that was one way of looking at it. And another was the energy that we hold inside of ourselves that continuously goes out into the climate. Climate action was another one. Climate action of the atoms of energy produced from the thoughts and emotions, that your thoughts and emotions are so microscopic, they go into the atmosphere, they go into the universe, and they propel back onto us, creating climate issues and things that are happening worldwide. What handle is that? That's new discoveries. We need to have this type of summits to talk about this stuff, to make that accountability of awareness possible, to be heard with human rights. This is our human right to be here, to be able to communicate with one another for increasing our sustainability in our mental health of a positive light mass production inside our bodies. And that's positivity that can be spread worldwide. And that's what we're here doing. So far, we had 43 countries continuously come on in 17 days. Some days there was 9, some days there was 11, like today. Some days there was 5. Some days there was 7, but they all add up because all lives do exist. We all exist with that light mass of production inside of us. And with that accountability, we can spread so much progression and so much change with innovation. Why are we doing this? We're doing this to point out, yes, we're aware of these issues, but I like how many speakers and many educators and many experts came on and they showed PowerPoint presentations, which they were awarded for. They've showed so many different ways of research, data and analysis to prove what exactly was happening worldwide. And that became a part of history to bring solutions, because this is history right now. We're bringing solutions into effect of what's going on globally with every sustainable development goal that intersected and combined became one unified, and overall principles of morals, standards, integrity, and value. And if you don't have those, you definitely have to look in the consciousness within the spirit and connect deeper into a path of righteousness, because that is the only way we're going to hold our partnerships accountable for each other's accusations. There's only one way to go about this, and that is by looking in the mirror and mirroring ourselves to hold ourselves accountable for partnerships. Because if we show up, our partners will value our integrity and they will show up. And that is why we're here today spreading information. And again, it's all about connecting with your accountability. If you can be accountable for your thoughts and your emotions at the same time because they connect with each other, you are the groups of change. You are the change makers. So thank you so much for being here throughout the 17 days. Even if you were here every day, everyone exists with God inside of them with the light mass production. Remember, all lives do exist, and women's lives do exist for equality. We all deserve a fair chance, not just to survive, but to live with great potential and process. And until next time, guys, we have another summit coming soon in the month of July. God bless you and stay tuned. Until next
Yes.
time.
Dear Amir is here. Amir is okay now. He wants to speak.
Hi, Amir. Are you ready, sir?
Give
Hello, my voice is now is clear.
Great, great.
Yes, okay. So this is Amir Alimar from the Pakistan. I'm currently working at the Thailand. I am now at the Thailand. I am speaking about a topic that's SDG 70, call for the Global Partnership for Sustainable Development Goal. The goal highlights the importance of the global microeconomic stability and the need to mobilize financial resource for the development countries from international source as well as through the strength domestic capacity for revenue collection. SDG 70 tell us that we have the strong connection and partnership with everywhere, because in Pakistan have recently many currently problems, and they have the now strong connection with the other countries. So we need to the talk to the people. To recently Pakistan have some issue like hungerness, poverty, and there is no money from in Pakistan. But there are many United Nations organization is working. Even UNPKFC, where I am the Youth Peace Ambassador in Pakistan, this is also working in my Pakistan. In my village, in 400 plus families, they're giving us the food, and the most is that mosquito net, because in villages have a lots of the mosquito disease. So this SDG 17 partnership to everywhere. Thank you so much, Ma'am Tiana D. Jones, for the making a wonderful event, making one place. We all people from different country together in one place to solve all the humanity's problem and make sustainable development society, because we live in one planet planet, and this is our home. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, everyone, honorable.
Thank you so much. And again, when we have a Global Peace Summit, we want to bring everyone to the table, all stakeholders, all people, all humanity. So that's why we want to make sure he got a chance to speak, because again, it's about bringing everyone together, letting their voices be heard, and showing that we can all be accountable here to be patient and kind to one another. Spreading the light mass of energy of kindness is what helps give us the power inside of us to be leaders. Thank you guys, and until next time, stay tuned.